All right, you guys. Well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We're gonna try something a little bit different here. We're gonna try and mix in some podcasts in between hunts, and season's kicking up soon, so we figured we might as well throw a little filler podcast out there. For most of you guys know, I'm Alex.
I'm Logan.
We do a lot of hunting here in the southern Minnesota.
Well, a lot of this podcast is going to be us two basically just talking about our hunts from the prior week or prior 2 weeks ago, whatever it may be that we hunt, whether it be together or on our own or for a variety of different species. I'm a pheasant hunter and a deer hunter still, and as you guys know from being on the channel, we hunt pretty much everything. So we'll figure out what we're going to talk about each week, and might have some guests and stuff like that, buddies and family members or whoever may want to join us on this. But kind of just a quick half an hour long way to recap what our hunts or new exciting things that are coming to the market or anything one might find out about waterfowl hunting or upland or anything of the outdoor variety. Even some fishing stuff, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to try and throw a little bit of fishing in there. I haven't really dabbled. I dabbled in it a little bit last year filming with it. Obviously, it's such a dry thing to just film, so we got to really figure that out. But should we start off with how you got me into waterfowl hunting? My whole life, I've been a big deer hunter. Pheasant, obviously. Me and my dad would go to South Dakota a lot and go pheasant hunting. But up till your 2022 season, I've never waterfowl hunted in my entire life, and now that you guys can see from the channel, Logan got me addicted, and I'll kind of kick it off over to him on how that addiction started.
So, a little backstory about me first is I've been hunting basically since you're legal to hunt. 10, 11 years old, pheasant hunting first, then I got into deer hunting at 16. And then around the same time, a buddy of mine in high school is like, hey, you need to come duck and goose hunting with me. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And pretty much from that point on, I was hooked to it. And I've been hunting waterfowl ever since. So then when Alex came to me, like, I've done it a couple times here and there with some buddies, but never really got into it. I'm like, well, let's really get after it. And then once you go out once and have a pretty successful shoot, you're going to be addicted to it for the rest of your life. And look at what it's become.
My famous last words were, no. No, just no.
Boy, were you wrong.
God, was I wrong. I bought my first layout blind from Cabela's, and it was on sale for like $75. Well, that wasn't so bad, just getting into it. And I shot my first goose, and it was just downhill snowball, man. We got the trailer, we got full bodies, floaters. I mean, I have a buying addiction, and when I see something at a good deal on Facebook, I gotta run after it. I supply him with decoys, basically. So you weren't kidding, and that's kind of how the YouTube came up. It kind of started out as just coyote hunting because I'm a very big coyote hunter around here in southern Minnesota for a lot of the farmers and stuff like that around here to help them take care of their cattle. And the big part of YouTube was just to capture the hunts, not necessarily for it to go anywhere, as great as that would be, but more or less to look back on it. And I kind of transitioned into that with the waterfowl side of things, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, I think I've had more fun waterfowl hunting lately just because of the complexity of adding the video into it.
Yeah.
And again, not so much like, oh yeah, I hope this blows up and we're rich and famous because we're big time YouTube waterfowlers. No, it's just awesome to look back at past hunts and stuff like that. I went to Canada last year, and the footage wasn't so, probably call it YouTube friendly.
Sure.
A lot of swearing and cussing and a big challenge nonetheless to get on birds. And overall, what I thought it was going to be, the hunting wasn't super great, but not an experience I'd trade for anything else. I had a great time, but just kind of didn't pan out the video aspect of it. But what we did take video wise will be cool to look at come back to,
Right.
reminisce about
Right.
what went on.
Right.
And that's a totally different ball game up there. I mean, with the permission we had probably 100 square miles worth of land we could hunt
Yeah,
that we
that's
had
just
access
crazy.
to. Yeah. It's just wild. But
Yeah. One of the big things I enjoy about filming a lot of our hunts is, for example, when I shot my first band, you'll get a kick out of this. My first year, it was my first year waterfall hunting, hunting a goose field by myself.
Yep.
After you introduced me to it, and you've been waterfall hunting for 10, 12 years now, and he hasn't shot a band, and I went out on my own one hunt in the pouring rain, and I was filming it, ran up on the goose, and it was banded. Within 10 minutes after that, I FaceTimed Logan, and he was not happy about it.
I had never even seen a banded bird in person, let alone even have a chance at shooting one or winning one from a draw or anything like that.
My first year waterfall hunting, I shoot a band. But that's moments that you can look back on when we film and make these videos that, 10 years from now when my kids get older, we can look and reminisce on the couch about it. So that's kind of how I got into the filming part of it. Logan has a big part with getting me introduced into the sport. You mentioned I've done it a couple times in high school. That was just a couple old decoys in a boat, drove to one spot, hopped out, threw the decoys out. I don't even know if we were supposed to be sitting on that person's property, if it was public or private, don't know. So
You were along for the ride.
oh yeah, it was, and we didn't know what we were doing. I had face paint on. I got pictures of me wearing all the face paint and everything. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just there along for the ride.
Sometimes you got to wear some face paint.
God, it was just, I should pull up pictures and include it in the video. It's so bad.
Oh, you're not alone. I would say every waterfowler at one point in their life has worn face paint, and if they haven't, they're a liar.
So we're gonna. I want to transition on the topic of you mentioned with Canada with all the acres you can hunt. I kind of want to bring up some of the new regulations. It's been a huge talk all over social media about the North Dakota waterfowl regulations for non-residents.
Yep.
It includes you can hunt 14 days, 7 days of which have to be on one zone, and the other 7 days have to be on a completely different zone.
Yep.
How do you feel about that as far as a non-resident going in their state, hunting it? Is it fair? Do you think it's going to drive a lot more hunters to stay in state, and our public waters are going to get pressured a lot more?
It's tough to say because I know this will affect like the real diehards or the group of men and women that waterfowl hunt that live near the border.
Sure.
Where it's like, okay, well, I'm only half an hour from North Dakota. That's just where I'm going to go.
Right.
Or maybe that's all I hunt is in North Dakota because I live so close to it. But to me, at least in my life, to take 7 days, let alone 14 days to take 2 trips to North Dakota just probably isn't never going to be in the books.
Right.
Where like, yeah, I could make 1 week happen and that'd be totally fine. But what's tough about it for me, for the most part, would be I feel like you're going to go there and scout for a week without even hunting. You're not going to buy a license. You're not going to do anything because, well, now I'm searching for permission for land hunt. And I know, North Dakota's, if it's not posted, you can technically legally hunt it. And now with their whole online thing, you got to you got to do your research and know, can I hunt this or not? Or, just do it the old fashioned way. It's posted, but I knocked on the door. I got permission. Sure. Now I can hunt it. But I feel like because you have to pick a zone, you're going to go there, spend a week there driving all over the state and be like, all right, well, now I have my 7-day window. Which zone do I want to hunt in?
Right.
Or do I want to just, do some scouting on Onyx, and then when I get there for a couple days, go scouting, ask permission, and just kind of hope for the best?
Yeah.
Or do you take the pre-season trip out there? I guess it could be during season, but you know what I'm getting at. Before you take your actual trip out there.
I feel like a lot of people don't really start A lot of people go there for early goose, no doubt.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
early goose season is phenomenal. It's fantastic. It's not like it is
Well, and
here.
it's one of the first seasons to open
Right.
up in the year.
The tough part I see is, a lot of other content creators out there who do film or even just on social media is they depend on social media a lot to see how the hunting is out there. How are the birds pushing?
Yep.
That's so hard to determine, especially if you have, a 7 to 3 like we do. It's so hard to just put our jobs aside and just drop ship and run out there.
Right.
That's very difficult. There's definitely talk amongst us and some of my coworkers that we wanted to go out there and do such, and then these new regulations kind of put a stomp to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm 50-50 on it. It's great for the residents of North Dakota because then that pressure kind of backs off a little bit. They can do more without fighting other non-residents per se. But I feel like that's going to flood a lot of our public lands. Not so much necessarily the southern zone of Minnesota, maybe the northern zone. But even the northern zone of Minnesota, the public land's very scarce unless you get more up towards the north.
Well, and I feel like it could maybe push a lot of people towards just the western part of the state. Right. Stay in residency, but hunt the western part of the state, get a little closer to the real flyway.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of
It's tough.
the nature of it.
It'll be interesting.
And I think more states will go to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, South Dakota's been doing that for pheasant hunting, more or less.
Yep.
I mean, not so much like a zone, but, here's your license for 7 days, and that's kind of is what it is.
Right.
But, and I guess I haven't done any of the research on what the regulations are for South Dakota as far as, is it the same as, North Dakota where it's zones and you have a week or two? I don't know how it is there, but.
Right. Well, we could tumble that right into the new Minnesota regulations. Not necessarily regulations, but their dates. Let me look this up here. So as a lot of people know, the Minnesota waterfowl dates have changed. More or less, one big reason is the 1st of September doesn't land on a weekend. It now lands on a Monday. So they're going to push that back, obviously, to the first weekend of September. But early goose is September 6th to the 21st. That's typical. Now, as far as it comes to ducks is still open on your traditional last weekend of September. It's open for a week, and then it's closed for 2 weeks. And then it goes into the first week of December, and then goose goes into the first week of January of 2026.
Yep.
I think that's going to be huge. I've talked to some other people about it, and they're griping and moaning about it. The ducks are already gone by then. And what I've noticed around here is I don't really start seeing most of the geese until season closes, until a lot of that water starts locking up.
Yep. Or real late season.
Or real late.
Well, with what the weather's been like, it's been, I don't know, I wouldn't say call it too warm, but the freeze hasn't come till later in the season.
And we have the river
really
too,
push.
We have the Mississippi River that
Yep.
helps a lot keep a lot of the birds. Anyways, we got the Mississippi River that hangs on to a lot of birds once that water starts freezing up north. So,
For sure.
I think it'll be huge, especially come. We tend to hunt a lot of fields come later season. Once a lot of the public land starts to freeze up. We've hunted geese in fields and we've had ducks in them.
Right.
So,
Yeah, primarily set up to goose hunt and kill ducks instead.
And we've killed ducks instead. So, it'll be interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have gripe about it. I personally don't like the 2-week break, but with that, you get it pushing into the later season as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to hit the first week hard.
I would 100%. We've definitely, at least I've definitely hit it hard. We have too, and we've shot a lot of the dumb birds on the first week that duck opens up.
Yep.
And there's always dub to fill that in with too, the old W boys.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we can. That's on the 1st. That's on Monday, the 1st of September. So we're gonna hopefully get into that.
Yeah, if you don't hunt doves, you definitely need to. You got to shoot a lot of them to make a meal out of it.
Oh, but they're so good.
That's probably the best wild game I've ever
I would
eaten
I would
as far as a bird goes.
I really like goose and I really like duck. I'm not a fan of wood duck, but mallards are pretty good. But dove, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Echo, what is this guy doing? I think it, in some cases, it might top venison a little bit. I might get a lot of criticism for that, but just a quick little snack for like a Super Bowl or something, they're great.
Sure.
I mean, half the time we eat them as soon as we get home to clean them.
Yeah, and don't waste your time making poppers out of them
No.
or anything. I mean, unless you want to.
Right.
Like, poppers are always good, but just to season them and just grill them and
'em.
eat them,
Yeah, just a bite size, right in the hat.
not worth the time of making the poppers.
No.
My first popper experience with them just was a total disaster.
Was that here or was that
No, it
somewhere
was at
else?
home.
Boy, I want to hear about that. Let's hear about that a little bit.
Well, I made everything and then I tossed them on the grill and everything just started falling apart.
Oh no.
The bacon wasn't super great that I used,
Yeah.
and then I just basically dismantled them and
We got-
was
I-
more or less just eating the dove
I got-
instead of everything else.
Oh man, you can just see it falling through the grates.
I was pretty sad about it. I had
You put tinfoil down?
No, I spent all that time making everything, and it just fell apart.
I got a bunch of goose recipes saved up, some crock pot recipes. A lot of times I save all my geese. My dog eats them whole, the goose breast. He'll just crock pot recipes I found on TikTok. TikTok comes in clutch when it comes to wild game recipes.
Oh yeah, and everyone has their own versions of basically anything you'd want to make.
I've been on my For You page lately has been wild game jambalaya.
Sounds good.
Smoked sausage. Besides, you still have your pork, but besides your chicken, you use your birds.
Yep. We'll have to get after it.
Yeah, I hope we got to get them first. You got to get after them. I think we'll end this off with just kind of a random topic for say, but what do you think is I know we both have our opinions. You're curious about, you like your silhouettes. I like my full bodies. If you had to, for the end, from here on till you die, if you had to pick one brand, what do you think it would be? One company, Dive Bomb, GHG, Final Approach. Doesn't matter. Ducks, geese, specklebellies, anything.
Well, if I had to choose, I'd probably just go with like Dive Bomb. I think their decoys look awesome, whether it be silos or full bodies.
Money wasn't a factor.
Right, yeah. And I know they're still kind of relatively, quote unquote, call it like a small company when it comes to the decoy
definitely growing
world. As
fast.
far as like variety goes,
Yeah.
like obviously they're a heavy contender when it comes to geese and duck decoys
Yeah.
as far as field hunting goes, but their floaters look awesome,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably what I would go with.
Yeah, Dive Bomb.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between Bigfoot and GHG. The only reason I say GHG is you got the GHG full body mallards, field mallards. I got their fully flocked floaters that look great. That's one of them Facebook marketplace finds that I stole from the guy. Doesn't feel legal that I did that. And then we got my first ever floater I ever bought, and those were the GHG Goose floaters. Obviously, we got a mixed bag of Big Al's, Final Approach, everything. But personally, I'd have to go with GHG. They got a good product. They're spendy. I mean, they're just the same up there with Dive Bomb. But as far as like quality wise, I mean, we've put those floaters through what? This will be
Season 4.
Four. Season 4 on those Goose floaters, and they have taken a beating in the bed of the truck, our kayaks, mud. I mean, they've taken a beating. Bigfoots. Okay, I'm gonna get off topic a little bit. We actually had this conversation today about Bigfoots. They're great. I like the look of them. They're big. But we had a discussion about how other people don't necessarily like them because the heads fall off, the feet fall off. and you got to screw them back on. But we made a video of me going through our trail, of us going through the trailer, and we maybe did 16 decoys, fixed them up
Yeah, for a whole season.
for a whole season.
I mean, we didn't really field hunt like we have in past years,
Right.
but they still got used, and they don't take any less abuse when we
Right, when we just
throw
throw
them
right
back in the trailer. And I think they're super convenient as far as not having to worry about stands falling off or
Right.
dealing
Worry
with
about-
like stakes you got to pound in
Yeah.
the ground depending on the brand of decoys.
Or those broken bungees around the
Yep,
stakes.
yep.
I see that all the time.
Or they loosen up where they
And they're-
stretch out. Then the stand doesn't hold them anyways.
I think when I bought them, they were on sale. They were like $140 for 4
Probably.
when I bought them on Black Friday. But now they're like $180, $200 or whatever for 4. But
Yeah.
or you could spend $400 on 4 for DSDs. But
Yep.
I mean, that's a die-hard waterfowler. I'm not saying we aren't, but I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years, 10 years down the road, if we start investing in them. They're just a lot to maintain. You got to be gentle with them versus us. This half forward, we just want to get out of there. We just throw them on in.
Right. Bigfoots are definitely a labor of love, being you got to keep them together as far as fixing them,
Right.
screwing the heads and feet on. But I think as far as a simplicity factor goes, they're the way to go.
Right. Especially
And-
if someone's just starting to get into it.
Yeah, and you can
like-
find them all over the place, and they look good.
Right. And we still have 10 dozen silhouettes, later in the season. We'll throw them in as a filler in there as well. And then I got some older Tangle Frees those really don't come out unless we're trying to put out literally everything. So,
Throw everything in the kitchen sink
Yeah.
at the spread.
yeah. So, but you guys, this is the first podcast, season 1, episode 1. We're just, we just touched on a couple topics for a couple of minutes, and then we moved on to the next. Going forward, we'll obviously talk a lot more on, last week's hunt, how it went, funny stories, stuff like that. So this is kind of just putting a feeler out there and just trying to get it started, basically.
Yep.
So,
Before we go, though, what are you looking forward to most this season?
that's a good
I mean,
question.
we're 2 weeks away from early.
yeah,
We're a few days away when this comes out from Dove.
It's August 25th. By the time this gets released, we'll be 4 days away from. Oh man, what am I looking? Why you gotta put me on the spot like this? I had all the topics all out. Hit me with a curveball. I would have to say we introduced my brother into this waterfall last year. He's not a very big. He used to be a hunter when my dad used to take us out to the deer stand and stuff like that. He'd come with when my mom wanted us kids out of the house, take him, go up north. He fell away from it. Obviously, he'd come to South Dakota pheasant hunting.
Yep.
But this last year, we introduced to him waterfall hunting. He shot his first goose. Gun went click. That was a nervous tick that we've all done, play with our action or our safety. But more or less, yeah, I'd say introducing new people into the sport, specifically my brother. I appreciate you for getting me into the sport, and now I can carry that on to him. And he's just been asking nonstop, when seasons start, what licenses do I need?
He's more jacked up than we are.
He's way more, both of us combined. I mean, he said his wife won't shut up about it. So, or excuse me, not his wife. His wife told me saying he won't shut up about it. So that says something. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get him into it more. He only came out a handful of times last year, but this year he's going to go get a kayak and all that fun stuff to be able to hunt public land with us and stuff. But yeah, yourself?
I think I'm looking forward most about just getting out more, and I'd love to bring the dog out more.
Yeah.
Kind of haven't done her justice in the last year. It's been tough, but I didn't honestly get out a ton, as much as I wanted to last year.
Right.
And then the situations just kind of didn't work out as far as bringing the dog with.
That's
but-
another topic for our next podcast on him not coming out as much as he wanted to.
Oh, you settle down.
But yeah, we'll just make this short and sweet. Even when we went up north and she retrieved her first duck out of the water that you've been struggling with her on, and then finally she got the grasp of it. I mean, you as a dog owner, as that being your dog, you just lit up. I mean, that's huge.
Well, we shot, 7 birds, and she went and got all of them.
and some of them were still lively. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
And before that, she retrieved what? 26 of the 29 doves we shot on opener.
If
that
we didn't
year.
have her on that dove opener, I mean, these doves were like in our backyard, my backyard by the pond. I mean, you got 3 foot tall grass. I mean, they fall and they just nosedive and they're just buried under the grass, and she'd be on them and find them. I mean, upland bird, pheasants and dove, I mean, that is her go-to thing, man.
Yep.
100%. So
Yeah. Get her back into the swing of things and see what
I'm
she can
excited.
do this year.
I'm excited to see what she'll do. She needs to get after them geese. Field geese, she chases them suckers
Oh,
down.
she bulldozes them. She might not
Bulldozes
bring them
them.
back, but she'll bulldoze.
She'll bulldoze them. God, I remember that one hunt right. Off topic. All right. Anyways, this will be the first of many. This is kind of just to start kicking it off, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Eventually, later on, as we we might fire up a Spotify. We'll see. That's a little technical. That's out of my era of, I don't even know what you'd want, expertise.
And maybe a more permanent podcast area.
This is temporary. This is just in my shop. I'm in the middle of finishing my basement. Once the basement's finished, mainly I want some trim up, but once the carpet's down so it doesn't echo, I'll for sure be making a little corner down there specifically for this. And like you mentioned, we'll have guests. We got a bunch of buddies I want to try and get on here and get involved in this podcast.
Yeah. I'm excited.
If you guys liked it, like, comment, subscribe. We hope to see you on the next one. Early Goose is right around the corner. Hang in there.
See you soon.